Hello everyone, this is Jason. This video is going to be for not many of my subscribers. I'm sorry, but I have to comment on this because I'm a huge fan of the post-game, pre-game, middle of the two, between the two games, halftime, etc. show. Wouldn't be New Orleans without, I wouldn't even know where I was if I didn't hear constantly the screamings of sirens going through the city. Either there's massive amounts of crime, there's ambulances everywhere, but I'm still in New Orleans. I'm a big fan of the TNT show, the basketball show. I can't remember what it's called. But Shaquille O'Neal, Charles Barkley, Ernie Johnson, and Kenny the Jet Smith are on it, and they're great. They're hilarious, especially Charles Barkley and Shaquille O'Neal. Shaquille O'Neal is fucking funny, just funny. He's just a funny man, and he does this segment called "SHAQTIN a Fool," which he just shows lowlights of the NBA games. Of the week or whatever, or the evening, and he makes fun of different players. And one of the players that he's made fun of for years is a guy named Javale McGee, who now plays for the Golden State Warriors, and this is like his 9th team. Now, Javale McGee is a multi-millionaire. Everybody in the NBA that plays in the NBA is a multi-millionaire. The league minimum is like $1 million. So he's not poor. He's not trying to feed his family like Jalen Rose, and he's some kind of victim. It's all entertainment. And so Shaq's been making fun of him because he's a blundering moron. He's a 7-footer who's playing well for Golden State, but he's bounced around the league. He was even out of the league for a while. He makes a lot of stupid mistakes. Go watch Javale McGee's highlights. Javale McGee, as Shaquille O'Neal calls him. Now, I'm only chiming in on this because I'm a big fan of TNT's post-game, pre-game show. Javale McGee is now coming out against Shaq. It tweets against Shaq, and now every other player in the NBA is weighing in, and people are calling Shaq a bully, and they're saying, enough's enough, man. Don't make. First of all, to all of those people who are criticizing Shaquille O'Neal for making fun of Javale McGee, shut the fuck up. Seriously, get a fucking life. Get on the Clue bus and understand that this is all entertainment. Javale McGee should be glad that he's being made fun of on national television. He should be glad that he's getting the shine, as they call it, that he's getting, even if it is for him looking like a total dunce at times. I mean, he'll miss open layups, he'll miss dunks. He's a walking, playing comedic highlight reel. I mean, he really is a low light reel. And Shaquille O'Neal, and then so for years they just do this Shaq did a fool, and Javale McGee's always on it. And now Javale McGee's had it. Now, I'm not in the. I don't understand why Javale McGee cares, first of all, because it really doesn't. I mean, I think he's averaging like 8 points a game. He's not like a star or anything. He's not an all-star. But his teammates at Golden State have now run out and defended him. Kevin Durant, who's the most boring human being on the planet. Kevin Durant's a great player, but he went and joined a team because he couldn't beat him, so he joined him. So fuck Kevin Durant. He has no sense of humor, and Kevin Durant's an idiot. Fuck Jalen Rose at ESPN. I like Jalen Rose sometimes, but Jalen Rose makes me cringe sometimes because he says the stupidest shit. Him defending Javale McGee was just, fuck Jalen Rose. Chris Webber, a coattail riding motherfucker. Fab Five and all that shit. How many national championships did they win? Exactly. The best take on this has been Charles Barkley. And Charles Barkley just said, why can't these guys have a sense of humor? People make fun of Charles Barkley relentlessly. The round mound of rebounds. That's what Charles Barkley was called, fat, every single day of his life when he played basketball. They still make fun of him. Shaquille O'Neal makes fun of himself. They do all of this. They're very self-deprecating, very self-aware people. And Javale McGee seems like he was. I've seen him interviewed by Shaq, and he was funny about the way he handled it. But now he's pissed, and of course he went on Twitter. And this is a man who's over 30. I mean, he's just, none of it makes any sense. And this oversensitivity, I've heard people call it bullying. No, it's not bullying. It's entertainment. This whole thing is entertainment. A multimillionaire making fun of another multimillionaire is not bullying. It's not mean. It's funny, and it's entertaining. Don't athletes always tell us? Don't they always say? What do they say? This is entertainment. This is entertainment. We're entertainers. We're entertainers. And yet, but now it's about, I'm out there grinding on the floor and I'm working hard. You're playing fucking basketball, dude. You're playing a sport. And if you weren't 6 feet 10 inches tall, we would not even know your dumb name. Let's be honest. These guys don't have the skill sets to even become. I mean, how do you play basketball your entire life and still not be able to make a mid-range jumper at 6'10", right? So if you're not 6'10" and you don't have a long wingspan and you can defend on the perimeter, nobody cares. And Shaquille O'Neal was one of the top 20 greatest players of all time. He was I mean, if you ever watched Shaquille O'Neal play, and this is an aside, he mastered that drop step into the lane. He would drop step and then dunk on people. The guy averaged 30 plus a game, 12 rebounds. I mean, he was just a stud. Charles Barkley, same thing. Charles Barkley was a physical freak at 6'4" to be able to do what Charles Barkley did. I mean, Charles Barkley, I loved watching Charles Barkley, old highlights of Charles Barkley in college, and with the 76ers, and when he went to Phoenix, and then Houston wasn't so great, but he went there and played with Pippen and Olajuwon and Drexler. But this whole thing, this Shaq in a full segment, I suggest anybody who's interested in basketball or likes the NBA, because the NFL is done right now, and the NBA is really all there is, unless you like hockey or whatever. I'm not a big fan of any other sport. I'm basically a fan of football and basketball. I used to like baseball, but neither here nor there. But I think the Shaq in a full segment, anybody who wants a good laugh, go watch it. They're really funny at TNT. They're really smart, really clever. Shaq is extremely funny. Charles Barkley is extremely funny. Ernie Johnson's great. Kenny the Jet Smith is great. They're it's a fun show to watch, and it's a shame that players take it so seriously when it's actually promoting their game, when it's actually selling tickets, when it's actually selling merchandise, when it's making the game more popular by it being entertaining, this post and pregame and halftime show. I think that people like JaVale McGee and Steve Kerr and the Kevin Durant should get his Bible out and shut the fuck up. I think Kevin Durant is. I always thought Kevin Durant was autistic anyway. So, but listening to them bash Shaquille O'Neal, I mean, I just find it funny. JaVale McGee shouldn't act like such an idiot. JaVale McGee should work more on his game. You don't want to be made fun of, homie. And remember, it's all entertainment. Don't feel these guys are not victims. They're making millions of dollars for playing a child's game, for playing a sport that little boys and girls play. So when Shaq makes fun of him, I say more power to him. And they said they're going to leave him alone. They just did this Doctor Strange thing on JaVale McGee, and it was hilarious. And JaVale McGee should, and it's what Charles Barkley said, get a fucking sense of humor. Charles Barkley and even Shaquille O'Neal, I mean, especially Charles Barkley, was made fun of all the time for being fat. All the time. I mean, his nickname was the round mound of rebounds. So it's not like these guys didn't take shit from other players and didn't take shit from people in the media. So to all people that think Shaq's a bully or whatever, first of all, shut the fuck up. And secondly, it's entertainment. And third, it's funny. Thank you for listening.